this.
I think you look perfectly fine.
You live?
Well, we're live. Oh my goodness, we're live. We're finally live. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Facebook Live. We are here finally with Lionell, Coleman, and Mr. Frank here. And I just wanted to do a shout out to Frank and say thank you so much for having us in your studio. And it's a pleasure. And thank you so much again for the hospitality to come here because, like I said, I really do appreciate that. So we owe a lot to Frank. Lionell has driven 3 hours to get here, and there's been a whole lot of stuff. Obviously, we're a little bit late, but really quickly, how I got into this and why I have my page is because I struggled for many years with depression, severe, and anxiety and panic attacks, and it was to the point where I had to take Xanax, I had to drink, and it was a disaster. And I totally was like one of those things where I knew I needed to change. I knew I needed how to do a lot of stuff because I had met my beautiful wife, and we had a couple like good years as far as like my mental health. And then I just got back into my head and realizing really truly what life's about. And so I started this journey of trying to be the best version of myself every day. And so I started that. It was about 3 years ago, starting in March. And so how I started this was because I realized that I was like, wow, I almost died twice from withdrawal from alcohol because I needed to drink. I got up within a matter of 30 seconds and I was throwing up because my mind had taken over everything. And so I was on the highest dose of Celexa, Xanax, drinking the whole nine, and I never dealt with it. So what had happened was, I forget how many years ago it was, but I was at the last time that I realized that I was like, man, I really need to get out of this mental spot. And so I wound up quitting everything cold turkey and just wanting to delve in. Well, I didn't realize that I withdrew, and I woke up to 6 paramedics in my house, or in my parents' house, because that's where I went. And literally my whole world was taken upside down. I got taken away in an ambulance ride, and I was like in the ER, and my heart was going at 230 beats per minute. I was an AFib RVR. And the doctor looks at me and goes, man, you ain't going to make it much longer. We got to shock your heart back into rhythm. And so they wound up shocking my heart back into rhythm. Long of the story short, I am here today because it was one of those things where I realized what I needed. And even after almost dying, I still didn't get my life. I didn't get my relationship in my head with myself correctly. And so the last almost 3 years, I have been doing nothing but reading books and just trying to look up stuff because I want this page to inspire people. We are normal. Lionell's normal. Frank is normal. We're all normal people, and we struggle. And I'm never going to. I never have said that I'm perfect at anything, and that's what I want you guys to get, is that I want to bring people like him into the live so that you guys, because success leaves clues. And that's the biggest thing, is that this dude is 28 years old, and we have been friends for a long time. We used to train back in the day, and he actually made something of his life. And so that's why I'm bringing him into the studio. Thank you, Frank. This is his studio, and my man is talented, and he has all this stuff set up. And so it's a really big thing. So basically, long of the short, Lionell Coleman, welcome to the show, my friend. We did it, dude. We finally did it. We finally did it. So he drove 3 hours. We're here. And actually, one of the things I wanted to start off with, because this is something that I want to know, whether you guys want to know or not, but he has a clothing line. He's a businessman. He's a model. He's an actor. He's been on the Steve Harvey show. It never aired because there's some stuff behind it, but he will explain all that. But one of the things that I wanted to know to start off the live with is he has his own clothing line, and Kevin Hart, explain that whole story, because I need to know about this, because I saw that when he was making fun of the lack of clothing. But explain the rock story. Go ahead. Ladies and gentlemen, Lionell Coleman. Welcome, my man.
Listen, first of all, Frankie, thanks for having me, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, I love the place here. Jonathan, it's good to see you.
Dude, yes.
You know what I mean?
Finally.
My fitness journey, I would like to say to everybody, my fitness journey really start off with Jonathan. You know, I always played sports, but as far as the weight room, it started off with this man right here. So I want to thank you.
Hey, my man.
I want to thank you.
I literally knew this dude when he didn't even work out back. Like, he wasn't even working out back. And look at this dude.
That's my strongest attribute right now. You know what I mean? Is my back. Without my back, I mean, I'm probably nothing, but whatever.
Sure, whatever.
So, to answer your question about this Kevin Hart thing. All right, so, Line Fit.
Yes.
This is it right
That's
here.
your clothing line.
This is my clothing line right here. So, there's a guy, Clarity. You can look him up on Instagram, Facebook, whatever like that. He's a comedian. He does skits with Kevin Hart. Okay. They're both short. They're both little guys.
The dude that was working out.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
So you know Kevin Hart is with Nike. You know he does his thing. His run just for Hart, whatever he has. I don't want to lie. Whatever he has. He's with Nike, right? My clothing line, I like to do things with kids. You know what I mean? So I put a lot of shirts and workout things through kids programs. Nike was also doing the same thing.
Okay.
So Kevin Hart and Clarity were making skits with The Rock. Because, you know, Kevin Hart's getting into his fitness thing or whatever.
Yeah.
So Clarity, he comes, and you seen Kevin Hart had his own phone out. So he comes with my shirt on. And Kevin thought it was a joke because...
because of the lack of clothing or whatever.
Because they're both little guys. but the particular shirt that he had on, I have different lines or whatever. But the particular shirt that he had on looked like he was swimming in it. But it shows the best parts of your body.
For sure. Dude, I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little jealous. I was like, yeah, why didn't you bring some clothes for me, dog? And work out. I'm starting to work out again.
So the great part about this was the fact that Kevin Hart took his phone out. And outside of the skit, this was not in the skit, outside of the skit, he decided to put it on his Instagram story, his Snapchat. It was on Facebook. Not only that, after the skit, he said how much he liked the clothing, how much he liked the product.
That's so cool, dude. That's what I'm saying. Like, that's why I wanted to hear the story, because that kind of stuff is, and what you guys don't realize is that I knew my dude like 10 years ago. So like 18-ish, I think, is when I saw 17, 18 is when I first saw him in the gym. And I had been working out for a decent amount of time, so I knew a lot more than he did at the time. But my man has literally... He came in and he was working out, and you could tell that the drive that he had, but it was one of those things where I go, man, you got so much potential. You have the genetics to get like he is now. Like, look at this man. Look at that bicep. He's like the mini Rock over here, like, for real. But I met him when he didn't even have a back, and I literally went to his first show because I really was encouraging him, and we were training together for
I thank you for that, by the way. My very first modeling competition. I thank you for that.
We did. Literally, this is what you got. This is what you got to. This is what
Speedos.
No, literally, like, so me and him, and I was younger, so I was a little more hot-headed and egotistical, and so
I was in Speedos.
Yeah, no, my dude over here. It was in Orlando, and I remember, and I was like, man, you go for it. Chase the modeling. I know that you have the mindset behind it, but I saw the potential in Lionell. And so we trained hard, and he worked out hard, and he did everything I said, and he got ripped. And so literally he started to go hustle, and we're going to get into how he got into that mindset, but he hustled it. And so he was like, dude, you need to come to my first runway show. And I remember, dude, how much? That was no money. Was it no money or like $100 or $50 or something like that?
That competition, actually, I didn't get anything from it.
That's what I'm saying. Like, that's what kind of started your thing. And I remember going to this hotel, and I remember going in, and I remember being like, oh, my dude is in his Speedo.
I don't want to say, shout out to Peter, by the way. I don't want to say I didn't get anything from it. I didn't get compensated
financially
from that. But what led to that was a huge financial gain from that one show.
But think about that. Like, we were 10 years-ish, probably more like ago. And now today, I went through all my stuff. And you're a small town person. You were in this town, and you shut that noise out. And the mental game that it takes you moved from Titusville, Florida, the East Coast, to the West Coast, and you lived. How long have you lived? Did you live in LA? Because now you're living in Tampa, correct?
Both.
Okay, so he's living in both, but he started off in L.A., and so there's a lot that we're going to get to, but it was one of those things where I just wanted to start off the interview with that to go, man, I want to hear about that. And actually what he didn't even tell you is The Rock wanted to buy...
Yeah.
Go ahead, explain that. He's too dang big.
We were, we were at a, it's called a Who's Who, or whatever. It's a gathering. It's celebrities and people who just in the industry or whatever like that, and it was funny. The Rock, he mentioned that he would wear my clothing, but wouldn't fit him too well.
He's huge, dude. You're huge, but he's huge.
Listen, compared to this guy, I feel like Kevin Hart. You know what I mean? Exactly. But
for sure,
it was. I hate this word, and I hate to say that I hate it because it's not used in the right context these days. But it was a very humbling experience because the fact that The Rock, Dwayne Johnson, somebody who I idolize so much,
dude, that's cool.
Can see something that I created that came from my heart.
That's what's so cool about it is that you literally created that and you hustled, and we're gonna get into it because I want to ask you, when was the first time that you remember in your mind, because I want to go from the beginning to like where you're at now and fill everyone in, because like I said, he hasn't been on social media and telling his story and how he got here, and I want to extract out of you.
Yes,
because success leaves clues.
I've been on Facebook almost 5 to 7 years. I can honestly say that since I moved to Los Angeles, I was off Facebook, and I was off Facebook before that.
I know. I never saw you.
And we'll get to that. We'll get to that.
Yes, yeah. And that's what I'm saying. So, like, this dude, that's what I want you... That's what my page is about, is getting... He's a normal dude. I remember this guy when he was 80 pounds lighter. You know what I'm saying? And we're reconnecting because he just moved to Tampa. Literally, he was 80 pounds lighter. This dude is jacked now. And I just recently started to get back into working out. I'm like, man, I used to be this dude's trainer.
The muscle memory.
No, for sure. But I used to train him, but he went. Get close to the mic on the right side. But I literally went to him, and I was talking to him again, and that's why I go, dude, when did it really truly start? Because I remember, like I said, I met you at 17 or 18 or whatever it was. But when did it, like, the mindset, like, when do you feel that you were like, man, I want to be the model. I want to be the actor. I want to be a successful businessman. Like, because we're in this small town, and that's so much of what people, like, they think when these people make it that they're special. We're the same as everyone else. The only difference in our mind, the only difference in Frank's mind, the only difference in any of our minds is because it's the mind. We're humans. We're all humans. And Lionell's not perfect. I'm not perfect, and neither one of us, especially me, has never come on here and said, I got it down, I got perfect everything. No, I don't have perfect nothing. I post what I post because I'm literally going, man, I want to help people. When you guys share your comments or you guys message, I go, man, that's so awesome that I get to help people. And that's why I'm saying this guy is 10 years below me, but he has the mentality of a mature dude. He's kind of got a better grasp of life. And so that's where I want to go. When did you start? That's my question. When, in your mind, and give us a background. Let us know who Lionell Coleman is. Like, when did that start in your mind?
So, I know my last post I said long-winded, but I'm going to try not to be long-winded with this one.
We got time, baby.
The question that you asked me, I need to answer it properly, but I will shorten the story up. Okay. Being with my father and my mother, I grew up in a military family. All right.
I remember that. Strict.
Yes, very strict. Very strict. My father always told me he didn't care if I thought of him as a friend, but I was his father. All right. There's a lot of things that I will not take from my father. I respect him. There's a lot of things that I praise him, and I thank God that he instilled in me. Okay, I cannot take that from him, but I do not agree with a lot of things that happened. Okay, when my mother and my father split up, when we left my father, I was a freshman in high school. My life changed. Complete 180. I went from a military family to I need to do what I need to do. Okay.
Yeah, that's what I remember. Is like you were taking care of your mom. Like that was your number one priority was to be like, yo, that's my mom. Dog.
That's my mom. She was stressing over bills and this and that and third. I needed to make sure that I could do what I need to do for myself, and then whatever she needed to do. If she couldn't do that, if she needed to come to me to pick that up, I could pick that up. That was my focus.
I remember that, dude.
Okay.
I remember that.
And during that time, I was still getting hate from all over the place because when
I
I grew up,
I want to get into that. Oh, I do want to.
We're going to get into that. We're going to get into that. We're going to get into that. But I was getting hate from all over the place because people thought that I was spoiled because my father was in the military and that I had nice clothes, not knowing that I used to iron my father's uniform, his army uniform. Now, my father was high ranked in the military, so his uniform had to have a can of starch on every pair of pants, every shirt, every damn jacket had to have a can of starch on it. And I got $5 per uniform, okay? I used to save that money up and buy me a new outfit or a pair of Iversons because Allen Iverson is my favorite player.
But that's what people don't understand.
They don't see that.
They thought,
I was
like
spoiled.
I said, I was in this
They
town.
thought I was spoiled.
Yes.
They thought I was spoiled.
Yes.
My dad didn't give me shit, all right?
Yes.
My dad didn't give me a damn thing. And I will go to my grave with that. My dad has never given me a damn thing, and I hope he's watching this right now. Okay? I earned everything that I had growing up.
And that's what people.
Well, so everybody who's watching this right now, thought I was spoiled. I have never been spoiled. You know why? Because my dad didn't give me a damn thing, and my mom didn't have any money to give me anything. Okay.
And I remember that. Like I remember that you were just like, I just want to do this because I want my mom to never struggle again. And that's part of what I was like, man, that's admirable that this dude is 17, 18 years old, and his thoughts are to go, I want to take care of my mom. I remember you saying that.
So you want to know how this happened?
That. Yes, continue.
So how this started is in high school, while I was doing work. My first job was at Pizza Hut, saving up money, doing whatever I needed to do, right? I always cared how I looked. I don't care what people think about.
Man, you have a good style. I was like, don't let him come in the studio.
I always cared how I looked, okay? Yeah. So I got best dressed in high school. All right. People always told me, "Oh, you look good, you're cute, whatever." So one day, I'm in the car and I hear about this modeling competition. So I go to this competition, the one that you came to.
Yes.
And I won, right? Right after that competition,
that's when it took off for you, dude.
Dude, at that competition,
you were gone after I think a year. You were gone,
dude. So let me tell you, up to that competition, I have never been on an airplane, and I had never been out of Florida, Frank.
No, he was like, I've never been out of Florida. I was like,
Frank, I had never been out of Florida, nor have I been on an airplane. My first time for both of those was in Istanbul, Turkey. My first time on an airplane was 18 hours away to Istanbul, Turkey. And my black ass got on that plane by myself. You know what? Let me tell you this. I got off that stage that Jonathan was witnessing me walk down in some Speedos while everybody was talking shit. Oh, Lionell's in Speedos. I didn't care about that, Frank. And we're going to get to that also.
For sure.
But right after that, Abercrombie came up to me. Okay? Hermes came up to me. All right?
No, and that's the thing. You get paid by Puma. You get paid by different companies.
We're gonna get into that too. But
okay.
I'm talking about the start of this.
So, quick question though. So you said you grew up in a military family. Was your dad this post service? Was he already out of the service?
Oh no,
so he was in the service.
Pops is going one, come out one.
So how the hell did you not travel? That's crazy. I've never had military families that
my dad. Because I'm gonna also tell you this. See, we're cut from different cloths. See, my dad grew up in very racist times. So how he was raised, he lives by them.
Okay.
So when he had to travel, my mother and I stayed inside.
Oh.
Yeah. It was very strict. Very strict. And I don't want anyone to think it was anything less than strict. Now I'm not gonna put my family business out there like that. But when I say strict, that's kind of an understatement.
I mean, yeah, dude, you had starch every single uniform and stuff like that. Yeah.
Frank, when I say I didn't have a childhood, if it wasn't school, it wasn't sports. If my mom didn't take me outside to climb a tree, my black ass was having a learning lesson. When it came to watching TV, basketball, that turned into a lecture for 2 a.m. to 3 a.m.
Damn.
No, we didn't travel to state, country to country. Now, I will tell you that I've been to a million different schools in Florida.
You travel all over Florida.
All over Florida, but our black ass ain't leave Florida.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, at that competition, when they all came up to me, Abercrombie came up to me and said, "Hey, would you like to model in Turkey?" I said, I mean,
I remember that.
I would love to travel. They said, well, we have a competition. It's actually best model of the world. But it's in 2 weeks. Do you have a passport? I said, no. They said, well, it takes about a month to get a passport mailed to you. They said, but you can get a passport in Miami. That's 3 hours away. Do you have a vehicle? Hell yeah, I have a vehicle. I have a Chrysler 300. You crazy?
I remember the Chrysler 300.
The next day, Frank, my black ass drove to Miami. When I got there, the guy was like, he was Hispanic. He said, Amano, you don't have a reservation, man. I don't know what to tell you, man. Like, you might be here all day. I said, no se preocupe, hermano. It's okay. I'll sit here all day if I need to. He said, no se preocupe. I said, no se preocupe. I said, okay. He said, okay. I said, okay. What I did, yeah. So
I know Spanish.
So what I did was I sat outside. I went inside and sat there while I knew I wasn't going to be called. I went outside when the smoke breaks. Everybody was smoking their cigarettes. I had the little candy cigarettes like I was smoking. I had a good about 2 puffs because you know the candy cigarettes you only got about 2 puffs. No. So I puffed real good twice, good twice.
Was it the gum ones or the?
It was the gum ones. So I act like I wasn't staying.
Oh man, I remember the gum.
So I sat there all day, Frank, until I got my passport. I have the pictures. I was on that airplane on Lufthansa, whatever the airline is called. I was on it, and I wasn't scared. I wasn't nervous.
And you never traveled before.
I was prepared.
Yeah.
Do you want to know why I was prepared? It's to get to what we're about to talk about right now. Now, Jonathan, you have your own business right now.
Yeah.
Okay? And I congratulate you because I remember the day.
Do you remember that?
I remember the day this man told me I'm a $100,000 company. I remember that day.
Oh man!
We were at the gym and he was
pumped,
like, "I'm
I was pumped.
Dude,
pumped.
we got the biggest chest pump in the gym. My chest was cramping up so bad, hurting so bad. Oh, it was hurting. But I remember he was so excited that he hit 6 figures.
Yes, man.
He had 6 figures in his company, and that's a big accomplishment. I mean, he has done way more than that now. But at the time,
I mean, we were young, man.
Yeah,
we were young.
Yeah, very young. Okay, I remember he was telling me about this, right? So, the guys who he has working for him now, a few of them, actually, I think one of them I grew up, not grew up with, I played basketball.
Leroy, yeah.
Leroy. Shout out to
and
L,
you know,
shout out to L,
and you know,
L.
what up,
Yeah,
what up,
sorry,
Leroy?
y'all.
What up, dog?
L is an OG out here in these streets, okay? L changed his life.
Leroy definitely is OG on the streets.
Leroy changed his life, okay? Now check this out, Frank. People all day will say, LC left Titusville. He forgot about Titusville, this and that and the third, right? LC left us behind. He don't, right? Now, the same people that say that, they're looking up to these OGs in these streets, right? Now, the OGs are the only ones that have my back.
And that's the truth.
Hold on.
Though.
Check me out. How can the OGs have my back, but the little peons that look up to him want to talk stuff about me? Now, to get back to his original question, Frank, how did I get to this? I didn't forget about the question.
Hey, we got time, baby. Just
See,
we want to know the story.
Frank,
that's
I didn't
the
forget
thing.
about the question. See, you got to come back around.
See, success leaves clues, and that's why I wanted you on here, is because success leaves clues. And so you are not a superstardom like Rock or the Kevin Hart and all this stuff. But you, my friend, are successful.
Let me tell you something.
Beyond successful in this town, and people are going to hate on that and try to drag you down. And the hate, man, the hate sometimes.
See, let me tell you something. You can't put expectations on me, okay? Because even when I was with my father, people called me, my own family, who are writing me on Facebook right now, and I hope that they're watching.
Which, by the way, where can we, Frank, where can we go to, like, Jonathan Diaz is where we're off live, and is there anything else that we need to get out to where they can view it? Because Jonathan Diaz, JONATHAN, and Diaz, DIAZ, go to that. You have this cartoon thing on my head. Go to that. Like and share, because that's how we're going to get this impact out. That's how we're going to get a story out. And that's what we want to do, is to get it out. So,
and I want to say something to anyone who's watching, anybody who's going to watch this on the repost. I want to say this. What I'm about to say right now is why guys, women, whoever, when they leave their town and people wonder why they don't come back, I'm here right now. But I'm going to tell you why they don't come back. I'm going to explain why they don't come back. Doesn't mean they don't want to come back, but I'm going to tell you why they don't. Okay, so shout out to Leroy, and I know you don't mind me saying your name because you're a real OG out here. Now, there's some things that you can't say to OGs about their people, okay? Now, since we done said your name, Leroy, I'm going to go ahead and continue with it. There was things that you cannot say to Leroy about LC. You're just not going to say that.
Absolutely.
Now, all the naysayers that were saying all these things to their other peons, right? It would just stay in the peon circle. But then they'll come to somebody like Jonathan Diaz and be like, oh, we was cool with LC. He just left us behind. Yep. Well, I'm going to say this. I didn't leave anybody behind that came with me. Now I'm going to look you in your face. You my dog. You my dog. You the reason why I'm here right now. But guess what? When the last time we spoke? How would the fuck you know I was alive, Jonathan? In the past 4 or 5 years, how would you know I was alive?
Because I literally.
And you're my dog.
Yes. That's
so hold on. So what I'm about to say is this. Everybody that said I left them behind, everybody that said that, oh, I think I'm better than, first of all, you never heard me say that I think that I'm better than anything because
you never said that.
I know what I am great at. And other people, I'm not focused on being better than anyone else myself.
That's why I have you on here, because you want to compete with yourself.
But on the same time, it's a two-way street.
It is.
People tell me, LC, check in. LC, holla at your boy. Well, if you're able to write me and tell me to check in, you're also able to write me and ask me how I'm doing.
How are you doing?
Because you didn't ask me how I was doing when I was in the hospital bed when I had a seizure. You didn't ask me how I was doing when I got 688 discs because I had 12 pounds of tile fall on my head, a nail stuck in my head, 2 nails stuck in my arm, a nail stuck in my foot. You weren't asking me how LC was doing when I had a heart attack at 26 years old and almost died. You wasn't asking me how I was doing.
You had a heart attack at 26?
At 26.
Well, how'd that even come about?
So PTSD is a real thing.
Yeah, for sure.
PTSD is a real thing and anxiety is a real thing, and we'll leave it at that.
Oh, no, and that's the biggest thing that I want
to do. Because blood pressure, all that works together. See, nobody asked me how I was doing then. But guess what? Because of social media, all you see is highlights. I allow people to see what I want them to see.
Yeah, for sure. Everybody's a highlight, but everyone's real, and so it's like why don't you ask? Why you hitting me up?
So
why you hitting me up with stuff?
I'm still answering your question here. All that had to be said right now.
And that's why I wanted you to come on here, to clear the air, to do whatever you need to do.
Because you asked me how did I get started with this. And all this has to do with that.
How did you, so you have dealt with that, so now
I'm about to answer. Okay. All this has to do with that.
Okay?
All of this has to do with your question. I played football. I was in a military family. I was in these streets. I won best dress. I got biggest foot. All these accomplishments or whatever, even if they weren't so-called accomplishments, all these things I've done in my life, I've been battling people with my name. So check this out. What I did realize one day is that whether it was good or bad, people were saying my name. And my name is Lionell. And besides Lionel Richie, how many other Lionels do you know?
Lionel Richie, that's about all I know.
Okay.
The only one.
Because when I was young,
Lionel, baby.
When I was young, my father used to tell me,
what was your boy's name from the Thundercats? He was Lionel, wasn't he?
Lionell!
Oh no, we got one more.
Yeah, we got one more. Yeah. Thundercats, Thundercats, and he loves those.
Like you too, right?
Thundercat, he loves
He said he looks like you.
Kind of look like you too.
A little bit, right? You know, and it's in long hair. Yeah, I used to have long hair.
And the fact that he's like yellow.
Yeah.
But Other than that, y'all look exactly the same.
Hey, just besides that.
Yeah, listen, besides that.
Dark shade of dark, and there's yellow.
So check this out. I made a conscious decision one day, and I said, I've always wanted to go to LA. I always wanted to go.
That's
to
what
LA.
I want to get into that, baby. Get into that. Let's do this.
That's
Let's
what we're
get
about.
into that.
That's how we're about.
That's what I want to know is how you went from small town mind.
And this is how I'm telling you.
All right, let's do it.
This has been built. All what I've been telling you, was a buildup. That no matter if I did good or bad, people were going to talk about me. Now, I want to tell everybody that we all have gifts, okay?
Oh, dude, yes.
We all have gifts, all right?
Get into that, baby.
But it's 2019 about to be 2020 in 2 weeks.
You got to do steps.
Less than 2 weeks, okay?
Less.
We need to turn our gifts into financial purposes, financial gains.
Do you think that everyone is born, and I do, but do you think that everyone, and I'll ask Frank the same question, do you think that everyone is born with a special talent? And
Yes,
I believe
I do,
so.
because guess what? Even people that just work and get our trash, okay? Their talent is the fact that they don't care about smelling shit over there. They'll go pick it up and put it in the trash can.
Yeah.
There's some people that if they smell shit, they're gonna go throw up.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
You see what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So
No, it's not on us to judge anybody for anything for whatever job you have.
I acknowledge, of course, later down in the years that I have a few gifts. But what started me out was the fact that I caught people's attention. Whether it was good or bad, whether I opened my mouth or not, I caught their attention. First of all, with my name. Like I told you, my father used to tell me, "You represent me."
I remember you telling me that. You were like, dude, like
My dad used to scold me because he said, "You represent me." Now, like I said, I'm not gonna put my family business out there.
Yeah, no.
But to this day, if I was in the right, my dad had my back to the T, and I used to love seeing him in action when I was in the right. I used to love seeing my father in action when I was in the right.
That's good, dude. What kid wouldn't like that to see that?
Yeah. So what got me started was I said, dang, okay. I love fitness. All right. Football didn't work out. Sports didn't work out. You know what I'm saying? My father was a boxing trainer. You know what I mean? But boxing wasn't my thing. I wasn't going to the military how he did. All right. I did my modeling. You see, I I made some good coin off of that. You know, regardless of what people said about me. They don't know my financial standings of what I made modeling.
Yeah.
But my modeling career stopped my runway modeling career.
Underwear.
Yeah, my
runway.
Speedo when I had my Mandingo all over the runway.
No,
and
sure,
remember,
for sure.
I walked out and people were screaming all over the place.
Oh
and
no, dude! It was awkward for me though. It was like I'm so like
Here I am.
and Jim and
bro, that was my first time ever in a Speedo.
Yeah, dude,
First of all,
it was.
first time ever in a Speedo.
You have some. I couldn't do that. I couldn't do that. I definitely couldn't do that.
Cojones is what my Spanish friends would say. But
I got a quick question about that though.
Please.
So, when you decided to sign up for this, I mean, this is something you don't just walk in. You decided to sign up.
Definitely
No,
not.
I didn't decide to sign up.
So, I meant the very first show you did, the one you guys were talking about.
Right.
In the hotel in Orlando.
Right. Explain that process. How do you
Mentally.
go from whatever it is before you decided you're going to do that to doing that?
Well, listen. It was the grace of God, I'll be honest with you, because at the time, that particular show, I got approached. The guy who hosted the show approached me in the mall.
Out in Orlando.
In Millennium Mall.
Okay.
I'm a huge shopper. Like, I have a shopping problem. You know this.
Yeah, you've always been.
I'm
been styled.
I'm a shopping fanatic. I'm a shopping fanatic. He approached me in the mall and asked me. He was like, "You have a good look." He's like, "You ever thought about modeling?" And I was like, "People tell me I look good, but I mean, you know, I've always aspired to be a model and looked up to Tyson Beckford, who I won't get into because he was my mentor at one time, and we had a falling out because of some things that he did that was very inappropriate. And Tyson, I hope that you're listening to this because I don't appreciate it, but I got into it because I was approached by this man, and I went to it. So here I am pulling up in a Chrysler 300.
I remember the
Chrysler 300 days,
Smoking
baby.
Smoking a cigar. Smoked out. You know what I'm saying? Boom, boom, boom. 215s in the back, pulling up. Crazy. I pull up. It's a bunch of Spanish people, Italian people. I'm talking about real European. So I get there, but I'm the only true Moreno. The only true black guy. The other Morenos, they were French. They weren't true black guys, okay? So, make a long story short, make a short story short. It was very short. I was walking from Louis Vuitton, and I was going to, I think, Hermès to get my suit tailored. I have to get tailored.
So you're in the right place at the right time.
I was in the right place at the right time, but on the same time, I always liked Tyson Beckford.
Okay.
I always wanted to do runway modeling.
Gotcha.
So when he approached me,
you'd already had that in your mind.
yeah, I always wanted to do it because I love fashion. You see what I'm saying? Like I told you, I got best dressed in high school.
Man, for sure.
I always loved fashion. We're in Brevard County. How do you? Back then, now we have direct messaging. We have all these things to get in contact with people. But back then, I had no idea how to get in touch with Tyson Beckford.
Yeah.
I mean, the last time some dude came up to me and said that I was at a racetrack in Jacksonville, shit got weird.
No, and that's the thing is that's what I'm saying is the stack is so far against him, and when he went to LA and then going through the fighting of everything, the crap talking and the stuff like that. When did you? So the modeling thing is what you went out to LA for.
The modeling is what started me, right? The modeling was what started me. And then I made a conscious decision. I said, okay, I'm going to go out to Los Angeles. My friend, shout out to Scotty Too Hottie. You know what I mean? His mother, Lisa. Shout out to Lisa, too. Regardless of our history, regardless of what's happened throughout the years,
Yeah.
I must give them a major shout out because at the end of the day, they treated me like family. Now, Lisa's a big time actress. She hasn't given me one shout out. She hasn't given me any of that, which I'm grateful for. Because we can always keep that love of my career never took off from you.
Yeah,
Scotty,
yeah.
You're my boy. And that's all you've been.
Yeah.
But on the same time, we have been to places that I've gotten my foot in the door where I could be Lionell and Lionell can seize the moment. Do you see what I'm saying?
How do you go from where you were to seizing that moment? Like you made that mental transfer.
I made that mental transfer because, first of all, living in Florida to LA, 3 times the expense. Now, being by myself, I moved to Los Angeles by myself. Never had a roommate.
That's what I'm saying.
I've never had a roommate.
I remember that.
I moved from Florida to LA, okay? There was a designer out there who looked at me and he was like, man, you're doing a good job of what you're doing. Da, 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 da. Excuse me. He designed bags. Okay? Long story short, he taught me how to refurbish a bag. I refurbished one. Now he said you need a logo. My mother, shout out to Cher, she's an artist. Okay? Now, I created my logo. Yes?
He's got his own clothing line. I'm just saying that out there.
Yeah.
That's where I want to get it. Like I want to get it.
Yeah.
I want to get into all
Yeah,
that, man.
yeah,
Like
yeah,
you have your
yeah.
own clothing line, for God's sake.
But it's a
The
story.
Rock and then Kevin Hart. Like that's not a joke. Kevin Hart
But
literally
listen,
is like
now-
one of the biggest stars of the freaking
Now
planet.
we're on the interview, so I'm not trying to speak too much, but things need to be explained. Lion Fit. My name is Lionell. Okay, so yes, you do have a lion in that,
For sure.
right? Of course. But what lions stand for is so strong. On the back of my shirt says pride. They run in prides, not packs. They run in prides, and lions have prides in everything they do. Now, also, they are kings and queens, in which I stand for. Now, if you notice, the king sits back and lets the queens go and hunt. Why? Because a king is a king for a reason. He's already proven his point. He's already proven that he can be a king, correct? Now, he's a leader of the pride. Now, that queen, she needs to prove on a daily basis that she deserves to be the queen. Mm-hmm. But the lion does not let her ever forget that he is nothing without her. He does not allow her to forget that. So what I did with Lion Fit is I have a men's line, a female's line, and a kid's line for the Cubs.
See, I didn't even know that you had 2 more besides what for the men. I didn't know that. Oh,
because a
awesome.
king is nothing without a queen. Because a king is up here, but you have a deck of cards, Jonathan. You take that queen out. My full deck is going to beat yours. Okay.
For sure.
All right. Now, at the end of the day, a queen, if she plays her part, that pride is going to be strong. When she leads off, it's not anymore. Okay. So I took Lion Fit. And people think Lion Fit. They always think of just fitness. No. The reason why I said Lion Fit is because, Jonathan, I make backpacks. Actually, I'm a designer, and I do know how to sew.
I didn't know you knew how to sew.
I do know how to sew.
Frick?
All right, okay. So I get a bunch of leather, I get a bunch of suede, zippers, and this, that, and the third. But at the end of the day, the word fit, that's an abbreviation.
Yeah.
That's not just for fitness. This table has to fit in this room to be here. This mic has to fit on this to hold itself, correct?
Correct.
So at the end of the day, whatever I create, I can put Lion Fit on there because it fits.
Now we know a little bit behind Lion Fit.
I'm Lion.
Okay,
I'm the lion.
You're the lion, and it fits.
But this can fit. This cap has to be the right circumference.
Well, that's a big word.
Oh, yeah. Not the radius, because the radius is just, the radius is just there. Has to be the right circumference
For sure.
to fit on this jar.
For sure.
I can make a jar and call it Lion Fit if it's the right dimensions and someone hasn't already patented it. It can be mine.
Well, you better get that out then.
Because you already got that out now.
I have enough. I have enough of my own things in this noggin that I'm trying to get out. So that's how I started, because I said whether I try to bring people with me or I do this by myself.
Yeah,
Jonathan,
for sure.
something has to happen. I'm not going to be 17, 18, 19 forever.
No, man, you're 28 now. You know
I'm 28.
Like, I met you when I was 17, and now that's 11 years later.
Listen, and the thing
how
is,
much has happened between and now?
Okay, so
we were actually talking about this on the car ride, and we've been talking. Like I said, we reconnected 3 weeks ago or 4 weeks ago. So we were literally like talking, and we are like, man, on the way over here, because I was like, we're real, dude. Like, he's excited. He was excited to come in here. And like I said, Frank was so generous to let us be in the studio, and he's producing this. And again, thank you so much, Frank. You're awesome for that. But it was one of those things where we were talking, and I was like, man, think about 11 years ago when we were like hotheads. Like, we were in the gym, and I was going to go do modeling with you, and I wound up being like, yeah, I probably shouldn't do modeling because I'm married at the time. No, literally, Frank, you got to hear this story. No, and I
this guy.
I regret it a little bit, but, I am where I am today, so I cannot regret anything. But
this guy.
literally, he gets not confronted, but approached. You got approached by the dude in the mall, and I remember you telling me the story, and I remember that I was like, man, it kind of inspired me. Like, I want to get ripped more.
He had a nice dad body. No, it wasn't a dad body.
It was a good body. It was a good body. And so I wound up. I sent him a picture. I posted it on Facebook, and I was like, I was cut, I was ripped, and I was like, yeah,
V-cuts and shit.
Yeah,
and I'm young, so I'm jealous. I'm jealous. Like, fuck, why can't I be like, you know what I'm saying?
Now it's him. But then so he ended up showing his age, or not his agent, but not the talent agent, the modeling agency.
Yeah,
he showed the modeling agency my picture, and they were like, dude, he's right about the right age for this, for that. And I was like, oh, I was so pumped that I was doing cardio for the first time in my life. I was like, this sucks so bad, but let's see if we can get a modeling gig. And so I wound up it was not the right decision for me at the time. And so I wound up not, like I said, I am where I am today, and we're here where we are, and I've gone through. And if I didn't go through what I went through, I wouldn't be where I'm at. And so everything works out for a reason. But it was one of those things where I was like, man, my dude, he was the model. He went to that. And I was like, a part of me was like, that was my heyday. So now that's my heyday. Like, yo, back in the day, son, I was approached by an agency that they wanted to talk to me. So that's my heyday.
They did. They actually did want to talk to me. Because you know what? And the fact that I've been doing this for a while, from 29 to 43, there's so much work that a man can get. You got to think about it. Old Spice. I'm not even going to say these names. All of these companies, you got to think who they're catering to men.
Sure.
Look at this guy.
I got that. Get George Clooney. Look at that. Ooh.
10 years ago, 10 years ago, this guy is the person they were looking for.
Sure.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
10 years ago, this is where he was.
Right.
Yeah, and that's
You see what
what
I'm saying?
sucks
Yeah.
a little bit
This
because
is
I'm
what-
like,
yeah.
that's where you're at now. You're
Yeah.
prime. You're in a prime
Yeah.
of your life.
You see what I'm saying? So they actually, but he had other shit. He had a marriage. He had other shit going
Yeah.
on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
in
I mean,
hindsight,
yeah. So progressively speaking, as going on, I'm in Los Angeles. I'm from Titusville. Okay. I'm from
so big
Titusville.
T, baby, big T.
I'm over here. We're going way over here. People wanted to say this and that about me. Okay. They wanted to say that I left Titusville behind. They wanted to say that I didn't want to help people out. Okay.
Yeah, no, people talk crap about like the fact that you were just like, yeah,
I
he's
haven't
too
been on-
big and too high. He was on Steve Harvey. Now it never got aired, but you were on Steve Harvey.
Okay, now
Like,
let's
come
get
on.
to this. That is the smallest thing that of TV I was on.
What is some of the stuff? Yeah, get a
So-
little bit into the TV stuff that
okay,
you've done.
so
Yeah, use this as a brag opportunity.
Yeah,
I want to know.
okay, so
he wants to know and they want to know.
Yeah.
So
tell
I
us.
mean, as far I've been on the Game of Dating,
Okay.
with Tony Rock. I mean, I've been featured on Bad Girls Club,
Okay.
Battle of the Exes, okay, Law and Order.
Oh, I didn't know you were Law and Order.
Yeah,
I mean,
been on Law and Order.
Whoa. SVU.
SVU.
Ah, you got a fan in here. You got a fan in here.
Okay.
SVU.
Okay.
I said I want
Now
regular
the
Law.
Steve Harvey thing. Now the Steve Harvey thing.
Yeah, explain that story.
Okay, now let me explain this. Before I get to the Steve Harvey incident, I want to say that I am signed to the #1 talent and influence agency in the world. All right? So, excuse me. My agents, because I do have multiple.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah, because with there's so much we need to talk about that I want to say, and they all tie.
We might do more shows than this.
They
but
all
let's-
tie into
yes.
things.
It's open forum, man. Just
But I know, and I want to make a quick statement. Influencers, stop calling yourself an influencer. That term influencer was made because of social media. But we are all influencers because if anybody has anything to look up to you in, you are influencing them. Now, a hashtag influencer, pound influencer. If you're not getting paid for what you're putting on social media, stop calling yourself an influencer. Just be one.
Okay, see, you get worked up a little bit.
Yes,
about
I get
like
worked up
that's-
with because I'll get worked up with because I look on social media and guess what? I'm in Los Angeles. I'm in freaking Los Angeles and there's people from Titusville. Okay? Listen to me closely, Jonathan. There's people in Titusville. And they know who I'm talking about right now, but I'm not going to say any names because of obvious reasons.
Nah, man.
There's no reason to.
No.
But there's people in Titusville that call themselves influencers on social media that are in the inbox of my clients. Shout out to my clients that have made GQ magazine multiple times.
Dude, that's what's up.
But you're in their inbox asking them how to make money off of social media. But you want to hop on Facebook until your Facebook friends, until your Titusville friends, and call yourself an influencer. And I'm an influencer. And since I want to influencer, and this I'm an influencer this, I'm an influencer this. Just be a damn influencer. Instead of trying to put a title on your name.
A facade up or whatever.
Stop trying to put a title on your name to make yourself feel better. Just be one.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, that's why, like I said, I'm not going to bring anybody on here on my page that's not real. And so that's why I was like, I want to get you on here because when I was talking to you and reconnected with you, I was like, my dude has... He's 28 years old.
Yes,
and he has the mindset.
At the end
You
of
have
the day,
that mindset.
At the end of the day, we are all influencers. If somebody gains anything from you, whether it's good or bad, you have influenced them. Now, let me tell you this: stop calling yourself an influencer on social media if you are not getting paid. And everybody that is doing that, you need to be shameful. Okay? And people from Titusville, when you're in somebody's inbox from Los Angeles, California. Let me tell you, I'm also from Titusville. And name an actor, okay? Name an athlete. I probably train them or train with them. Tread light. Because you don't want to take your name. Because you tried to take mine and it didn't work. But doing what you're doing, you will be blackballed.
How do you deal? And this is something that, like I said, I just recently started the social media and posting stuff on whatever, and so I've gotten very little hate, very little. It's more so around like people that are local, but that knew the old version of me. Now, how do you go from going, you were once you, and now you're you? They don't know you the last 10 years. Like, how do you deal with?
You don't deal with it. You want to know why?
I don't like to.
You know why you don't deal with the hate? You know why you don't deal with it? Because Los Angeles is a place that you go and you can be yourself. Because West Hollywood is gay town. A lot of my clients, they're gays, whether they're female lesbians or they're dudes who are gay. Yeah. West Hollywood is completely gay.
Yeah.
Okay? And in Los Angeles, you go to be who you aspire to be.
Everybody's cool with it.
So guess what? There is no hate. Because if you hate in Los Angeles,
you're out.
You're out of there.
Yeah.
Because you're a hater. Los Angeles has a lot of money, okay? I've made some good money, but I don't have a lot of money in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
When I came back to Florida, I had some good money. Yeah. But guess what? In Los Angeles, whichever you say, what you write in somebody's DM, it's going to get seen, okay? It's going to get seen. And guess what? Anybody who hates on you, they're the loser. You're the loser because you're hating on me. You're speaking on my name. Guess what? I'm relevant to you, but you're not relevant to me at all.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, that's how this got started. Because nobody came with me, Jonathan. You're my boy, and you ain't come with me.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I literally...
So anybody who say I left them in Titusville, I left you because you didn't come with me.
Yeah.
I went to Los Angeles by my damn self. Okay, Jonathan? I went from Florida to California, across the country, by myself, and never had a roommate. So you think I give a damn what anybody think about me? You can't put an expectation on me. And anything that I'm doing, if anything that I'm doing, my actions is disrespectful for you, well, listen, it is what it is.
Unfollow.
It is what it is.
That's what I'm saying.
Because you can't put an expectation on me, homie.
No, man.
And it's all love. Whatever you feel about me, it's all love, homie. It's all love. Because that's how you feel. It's your prerogative. That is your prerogative to feel your way about me.
Absolutely.
But I don't give a damn because I'm going to get my coin. I'm going to feed my family.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, that's why I go, where is it? Okay, so you're a normal dude, and I've known you from back in the day. I knew you before you were Lionell Coleman. I knew you before you were a model. I knew you before you got paid by Puma, paid by all these different companies. You're posting ads, or you're posting pics that you have gotten paid for by Puma, and list off like a couple companies that you've gotten paid by.
Yes. So for instance, what I want to say, everything that I post. What I just got off my chest right now.
He's been wanting to get off it for a long time, and that's why.
Not only did I want to get this off my chest, I want to tell everybody who's watching this right now, when you go on Instagram, when you go on Twitter, when you go on TikTok or Facebook, majority of the posts that you see happen in Los Angeles, okay? When Christmas comes around, fuck that. When holidays come around, LA turned into a ghost town. Why? Because nobody's from there.
Everybody's just coming in.
So check this out. At the end of the day, Los Angeles is not a place for morals nor emotions. You have to handle your business, and you will go out of style very quick.
I've been in LA like once, dude.
You will go out of style very quick. Now, on the motivational side, I said what I said to get off my chest about everybody wondering why I've been off Facebook and why I have not been able to get in touch with thus far. Because I've been over the crap and I've been focused on myself and the family that I want in the future.
And that's where I want to delve in a little more, is to go, that's the mindset that you got to have, because here's the deal. You had to be strong enough to leave this.
Exactly.
1, 2, the talk, the last 10 years, 11 years.
Yes.
And so where does that come from? Because like a handful of people, like, where did you get that mindset?
It comes from this, Jonathan. I picked my bags up and moved to Los Angeles.
You face fear. You face fear in the face.
In LA, they don't care if you're sad.
I don't care.
They don't care if you have family.
Nobody cares, really.
They don't care. Because you want to know why? Well, first of all, my rent was $3,500 a month.
Whew.
Okay, you better get on your high horse and do what you need to do.
Yeah.
Because the day that you're sad, I had still do have one, a penthouse in North Hollywood. There's days I used to call my girl crying, butt ass naked, looking at my penthouse view. I used to call my mama, shout out to Sharon. I used to call my mama crying and tell her, Mom, listen, I'm sad right now, because this is when I stopped going out. I stopped partying. I stopped doing all that because my big man, my business partner, tell you I blew $500,000 in less than 4 months. In less than 4 months.
That's what I'm saying. Like, impart some wisdom how you got out of that.
So check me out. So check me out. When you stop partying in Los Angeles, when you stop feeding the crowd, you better be prepared to give your all into what you want. Into whatever you're doing, you better be all in, cowboy. Because listen, I would train my clients and my phone would not ring after that. I would be sitting on my 12th floor, FaceTime my mama, crying my eyes out. But you know what I would say, Jonathan? I'm crying right now, but I'm thankful.
See that part, dude. Like, you're grateful, and that's what I like.
I'm crying right now
grateful.
Because I am by myself. I have nobody here who knows me.
Knows you. They know the OG. They know this, whatever it is, but they don't know you.
Everybody here in LA knows what I've told them.
Yeah.
And what they've heard about me. But they don't know my mama name.
Yeah.
They don't know what school I went to. So at the end of the day, if I'm not out drinking, smoking, partying, wherever it may be, I am by myself. I'm living a healthy lifestyle. I'm a personal trainer.
Yeah.
I'm a celebrity trainer.
Yeah.
So after I train my clients, I'm back in my apartment. Granted, I have a penthouse.
Yeah, but see, and that's what I want to get into, is because that's what no one, and you and I were having a conversation the other day about lying to yourself and about being real with yourself. And we were like talking, and that's when you said like that I think that was one thing that was like, man, I need to have him on my show, is because you got to live with yourself.
With yourself,
at the
man.
end of the day. And the one thing I can say this, I have struggled the last couple months. I've allowed outside circumstances, and I've done this, and so I was doing so well for so long, and then I was like, man, like, it's crazy how you can go and lie to yourself. Like, you can literally look at yourself, and before you know it, it just starts off little. It starts off little. It starts off here. It starts off there. But you can lie to yourself, and you cannot be real with yourself, and you start to believe that in your head. Literally, you start to believe that. And it's like, you guys have got... Look, I can be honest with you. I am not a perfect husband. I'm not a perfect dad. I'm not a perfect businessman. I'm not a perfect I'm not a motivator. I'm not anything. I struggle. When I post stuff on my page, I literally am going, hey, dude and dudettes, this is something that I have either gone through, I'm going through, or I'm like struggling with. All this stuff. I have no ulterior motives than to go, man, I want to help you. Like, when you guys share messages with me, when you all share comments and you go, it's helping. When you do that, I go, man, okay, yes. Because when I die, I want to leave a legacy behind me. And a lot of people go, you ain't doing nothing that you ain't done before. Everybody's been that. Everybody's been a motivator. Everybody's posting. Okay, I hear you. But everybody's done everything in this life. Frank would have never gotten this whole thing up if he was like, oh, there's people that have podcasts. I'm not going to do that. There's people. I would have never started my landscape business back when I was 14 years old. Think about that. My life has been supported by my landscape business that I started when I was 14 years old. And yeah, I want to transfer into more something like this and doing what we're like been talking about. But I go, that in your mind is going, I lied to myself. And then it was a 7-8 year hole that I was in. And I go, how is it that we go from where you lie to yourself to go and be real with yourself?
Well, let me
be
tell you
real
this.
with yourself.
Anybody, whoever's watching right now, if you go on YouTube and just type in money making Mitch, I love the game. There's a movie, Paid in Full. And Money Making Mitch, I post it all the time. He says, I love the game. I love the struggle. I love the hustle. I imagine myself like Larry or Bird, one of them ball players or something.
Yeah.
I love it. But guess what, Jonathan? Know what else he asked? If I leave the game, will the fans still love me? So what I'm saying right now is so many people are doing stuff for clout. They're doing so much for other people's justification.
Oh man, I didn't do these videos for a year, dude, because I was worried about what like my.
They're
friends.
doing so much for what other people think of them, but at the end of the day,
you gotta live with yourself.
You gotta live with yourself, baby. And check this out. You've been rocking with me for over a decade now. Now check this out. What I was doing back then, when I started, you damn right it was for other people's justification. I wanted to feel like Lionell. Hold on.
Dude,
I wanted to feel like Lionell was being gloated for how he looked.
Ego.
Yeah.
Ego.
But guess what? At 28 years old, almost 30 years old, my black ass got bills.
That part.
Okay.
That part.
I got bills. And guess what? I want to leave my kids with wheels, not bills.
See, that's what I'm saying. At a young age, you're getting this concept.
And you want to know this also, John? Like I keep saying, you will go out of style real quick. If you live your life trying to get justification off of other people, you will never be happy with yourself. And let me tell you this. Happiness. Let me tell you this. Happiness is a journey, not a destination.
Not only is it a journey,
it's not a destination.
It's a journey, and this is and we were talking about this the other day, and I'm glad you brought this up because we were talking about happiness, and happiness. The problem with chasing happiness, and I have chased because when I first started this whole thing of like I wanted to be happy, and that was all I wanted to be was like happy, but it was one of those things where I go, hey, happiness is attached to an outcome. And that's the problem is that happiness is attached to an outcome. So that's the problem with this whole scenario is that happiness is attached to an outcome. Now, joy is something that we do whenever we choose on a daily basis to go, all right, I choose to try to be happy. No, I choose to be joyful because joyful is attached to nothing. I want to be joyful in my life. And that's the one thing that we were talking about. And it's going that happiness, if you chase happiness, sometimes that's a bit of an empty, or it can be a bit of an empty thing to chase because it's always attached to an outcome. So if someone doesn't do something, and this is something that I've struggled with and I struggle with, is because I have expectations, whether it's for my wife, my kids, my parents, whatever it is, like whoever it is, I have expectations, and I'm trying to get better at lowering the expectations because I go, man, I don't want my happiness attached to someone else's actions or to that someone likes me or not, because that's a prison. And I lived pretty much in a prison my whole life. I literally did not, and I remember telling you this, Frank, that I did not get into these videos when I was in here getting interviewed. I did not do these videos for over a year. Because I was afraid of, and I'll be honest with you. I'm going to be real honest with you. I wasn't afraid of Instagram. I wasn't afraid of public people that don't even know me. I wasn't afraid of that. I was afraid of the people that knew me or had known me and all that. Like, what would they think? What would they say? Are they going to call me a hypocrite? They know OG Jonathan. Like, back in the day, I was not necessarily a pleasant person. I was a little bit egotistical driven. I was cocky. I was into myself. And so it was one of those things where realizing that go, man, Frank, it don't matter. It doesn't matter. Like I'm on here right now and I'm sure there's people that go, oh, okay, whatever, blah, blah, blah. No, it doesn't matter what people think. And the second that you can detach yourself from that, that's when you start, it's freeing. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to be real honest with you. I was nervous coming on to come in with Frank and to come in with Lionell. And I know, I don't view Lionell as nothing. Like, he's the dude that I worked out with back in the day. I'm not impressed by his whatever. I go, that's my boy sitting across right there. He is doing his thing. He is being successful. He has had a lot of successes in life. And so bring this dude in. He's normal. But guess what? This dude was 17. And I'm looking across from him going, Lion Fit. That's his clothing line. That's his clothing line. He actually did something with his life. And the people that want to hate on that or go do something with your life. What is your passion? This dude's passion is not tennis or ping pong or whatever the frick. It's not that. But his passions, he He has talent. He has a mouth on him. He has design. He has a brain. All these things. You got a mouth. But you got these things. And those are talents that was given to you from above. And we're all literally, I'm kind of getting a little worked up. But we all have.
So I was doing something earlier while you guys were talking earlier. We're talking about talent. And I always remember there's always that debate, right, on talent versus skill. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, and I was kind of forget how it goes, so I looked it up. And talent is an inherent ability of a person to do something, right? What is it? It's something God gifted versus a skill. Ooh. Skill is an expertise to do a particular task efficiently. It's something you develop. So that kind of goes to that question of like, what's more? You guys said like, what's like, are people? Do they have it? You get what I'm trying to say? When you're talking about abilities, and you say the guy's ability, the trash man's ability, is to be able to handle the smell of shit.
Well, the thing is, and I'm gonna go into
you develop.
No, yeah, hold on. I want to speak on this. I want to speak on this for a second, Frank. I want to speak on this for a second. You were given a talent, but you can become skillful.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. You can become skillful. Okay, because you can have a skill and you become better at it. Your natural talent is your natural talent.
Yeah, so this basically says that, talent requires recognition. That's somebody being like, hey, man, I've noticed you got a good talent to do
notoriety.
That. Right.
My mom always taught me. Shout out to Sharon Renee. My mother always told me, notoriety is better than any kind of fame you can ever get, because notoriety, people know you for your work.
They know you for something that you've done.
That is why I am so prideful of Lionfit, because people know me for my work.
Sure.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure. How many actors out there you think a lot of people know them, or what's worse is think they're a different actor? You get what I'm trying to say? Because Johnny Depp is famous, right? Yeah. So they see somebody who looks like Johnny Depp. They're like, oh, you were in those Pirates of the Caribbean movies, right? And they're like, no. Like, I'm so-and-so. Like, I've only done, like, these two movies. You know what I'm saying? That's famous, right? But if somebody knows you as the fill-in-the-blank, right? Because you're the authority on that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're the person. Right? And I don't want to exclude actors because, okay, someone hears Denzel Washington's voice. They know it's Denzel Washington.
Absolutely.
You get what I'm trying to say? There's a lot of actors that you would be like, who is that? You know what I'm saying? And then you see him, and then it all clicks. But you could see Denzel, and you hear his voice without him even saying anything.
Oh, man, that voice is recognizable.
But would it be, right? Or did that talent make that voice recognizable? You get what I'm trying to say? Like, because there's...
No, I totally get where you're coming from.
There's plenty of people with different voices.
There's plenty of people with different voices.
I don't necessarily believe it's necessarily a voice, or... I think it's what's inside of us. What makes people feel. He's got a ball and watch on. Okay, so what makes that tick inside? We don't see the inside of that thing. We don't see the batteries.
Because it doesn't tick. This doesn't tick.
Okay.
All right.
You get what I'm saying?
I had to tell him, damn it. He wanted to tell me what makes it tick, damn it. I'm going to have to tell him this,
what I'm saying
this damn watch don't tick.
So it's from the what is in the inside, and we don't ask enough questions to ourselves.
No, we don't.
What's in the inside? And I don't even, and I'm going to say that right now, I don't ask enough questions. This is a 3-year lifestyle almost that I just started.
Jonathan, I don't mean to cut you off, but it's about to be 2020, okay? Now, I do business with older men, okay? I bought a house at 24 years old. All right. I flip multiple cars. This is business that I don't spread to people. This is, people wonder, like, how did LC get this? How did LC? I don't explain this to people. It's nobody's business.
Yeah.
You know, my mom knows I do a lot of things, but she doesn't ask me because I'm always trying to find the new thing.
Hustle.
And these days, people use people. I don't use anyone. I utilize. If you're in my life, I am going to utilize you. Now look up the definition.
There's a big difference between utilize and use.
Hold on. Now when you utilize somebody, we are both gaining, okay? We are both gaining. Now anybody who says money isn't everything, well, okay. No, it's not everything, but in this world, without currency, I won't say money, without currency, you're going to be at the bottom. So what I do is I look at people's skills or their natural talents. Then I look back at myself and I say, how can we utilize each other? Even my mother even, I utilize my mother. Now, the difference is when I use somebody, which I don't, if you use somebody, you're using them for your greater, whether they gain or they don't. When you utilize, we are both gaining. Now, if you utilize everyone in your life, you're doing nothing but winning.
That part, dude. That part. And that's a big distinction.
Part, that part, big. But guess what? That is wrong with Titusville today.
Yes.
The reason why I speak of Titusville because I'm from here. Now, other small towns that other people are living in poverty, currency and money is such a necessity that we use people. Instead of utilizing, saying, how can we both win off this situation? We're low on our rent. So it's like, I'm going to burn this bridge if I have to just to pay my rent.
But it's like I said, and that's a very fine distinction between using and utilizing because, again, what you're saying is going, man, like me and you. Some people go, yeah, you're just trying to get Lionell so that you can be on your page and da-da-da. No, dude, we're boys. We're boys. You're doing something successful. But guess what, though? We're both headed in the same-ish direction.
We weren't going to bring it up, but the old page I had 500,000 followers on Instagram. Okay, 500,000 followers. Okay, you want to
You got 122 right now on his Instagram page. He has 122, 120,000.
And the people I've trained, Jenna, 30-something million followers, Tarzan. I've trained people who people look up to.
Yeah.
I see people bring out their phones who they look up to. Oh yeah, look at this guy. I've trained with him. Bradley Martin, I'll bring him up on my phone right now. I text Bradley all the time. Okay, shout out to Bradley. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna make sure you watch this, make sure you share it. You know what I'm saying? Ulysses, Simeon. These are people that my generation looks up to. And I speak to them.
That's what I'm saying.
William Singe, Australian singer, my neighbor, took me to the airport. Like, these are people that
and you're not bragging, you're just saying,
I'm saying
dude.
that
That's
they're
what I'm
regular
saying.
people. They are regular people.
That part.
But the thing is, I'm a celebrity trainer. When I train somebody, they open up to me. When they open up to me, I figure out what they have going on in their life. When I listen, I say, dang, I can help them out this way.
Right.
They can help me out this way. Currency comes in many different forms. And this is what I want to... The reason why I wanted to come onto this show in the first place, I wanted to say, everybody, I got off my chest what I wanted to get off my chest because I haven't been in Titusville in a long time. And not only that, I haven't been on Facebook in a very long time for a reason. And it's because people were contacting me and coming at me in different ways that I wasn't going to give energy towards. I wasn't going to even act like I noticed it. You see what I'm saying? Acknowledge it. I wasn't going to do any of those things because because I have been focused on myself and I have my own goals. Now that I'm back with a success story and I'm still going.
Oh yeah, he's still going,
and I'm
baby.
He's still going. I just want to share with my brother here, with my new brother here, and everybody out here who's rocking with me. Even if you're not rocking with me, I hope you get something from this. Utilize the people that are around you. Utilizing people isn't a bad thing at all because you're both growing. You're both gaining.
It's making the best. It's making the best
because
out of yourself.
At the end of the day, whether Trump gets impeached or not, I seen it on the internet today. My girl showed me. I don't know if he is. I don't know if it's just in discussion. Whether he is or not. This is 2020.
Yeah.
And currency is necessary. Get your coin. Okay? We all have God-given talents. Okay? We all have strength. Let's put it together and work together. Okay? Let's work together instead of trying to have the crab in the bucket syndrome. Oh, you're getting to the top.
Jealous.
Let me pull you down to try to get on top of you. Yeah. We're going to get nowhere. Okay? You're going to get nowhere. And that's why I left by myself and went to California because I said, you know what? If I'm by myself in Titusville, I might as well be by myself in a land with so much opportunity. I might as well be by myself with opportunity in somewhere that has a Miracle City Mall that smells like mold and Searstown. No, hold on. Searstown Mall that smells like mold and Miracle City that's ready to get shut down. I don't know whichever way it would happen, but I know one of them. Every time I went in there, I coughed.
It's Miracle City.
Fred goes, it's Miracle City. But that's the thing is though that's what I'm trying to like. I want to get across to go. He is no different. He is from a small town.
This
you
is
are no different. But it's here.
It's mental. It's mental. And at the end of the day, it's mental. And the reason why I didn't come on here aggressively to say, to talk about everybody who hated on me, this and that. Everybody has hate. You think, okay, Dwayne Johnson, The Rock, look how many followers he has. Look how many people who praise him. Now go through the comments. You don't think there's negative comments in his comments? Oh my gosh, there is.
How do you deal with the negative? Because like I said again, I have not even started, and I've gotten some negative. How do I deal with it? You don't.
No, that's not.
Where do you get in your head when you hear something that's like?
Let me explain.
That kind of offends me a little bit.
No,
but I don't know. They don't need to.
Let me explain something. I will say this right now. You said 122, but I lost like 2,000 followers on Instagram because I've given Instagram a break because my contract just ended with Boohoo Man. And
which, by the way, he was getting paid. He was or is getting paid.
I will
by
say
Instagram.
this: anything. No, I still do. Anything that you see me hashtag ad, I get paid from. Okay, if I don't hashtag it, it probably is a compensation, but it isn't paid. If you see it says ad, I have been paid for it. But what I will say this is that social media, people post highlights. Now, highlights are extreme. They're either highlights of happiness.
It's a snapshot.
Hold on, Jonathan. Highlights are either extreme happiness and excitement and clout, or highlights or sympathy posts. Hospital shit. Ooh. My family's dying because people aren't getting any attention, and that this is something they can get attention from.
Go fund me.
Because people do not post anything that is not a highlight.
Yeah.
So what I will tell you this, we are human. When I'm in my feelings, I stay off of social media.
Sure.
Yeah, hell yeah.
I stay off of social media because what? I'm gonna look at all my because in LA, all I know is celebrities. So what? I'm gonna get on Instagram when I'm in my feelings and just look at all my celebrity friends just balling out, just oh man,
well, and here's the deal
Dubai,
too.
Fucking jet plane. What I'm gonna just do that for? Or do I really, if I'm in my feelings, do I really want to get on my aunt is on here with cancer? Do I really want to see that?
Yeah.
Get on social media for your entertainment purposes only. Now, I also want to say this. Do not chase the fame. Now,
but many people want to become instant.
Jonathan brought me on this show for a reason. I'm not on here talking like, oh, I'm LC, Mr. Know Everything. I'm speaking about from what I've lived. I've made 7 figures and spent it.
That's what I'm saying. Like you are being real.
I've made 7 figures and spent it all, and Sharon will tell you that.
And what was the question that you were about to ask?
I don't even remember. It was something. No, it was just about when people who feel they're either above or below you, whatever they see on social media, automatically taints their perception. So when you post your good,
perception's so hard.
When you post your good, you're bragging. Right, if they're below you, right, or you're reaffirming how good their life is. If they're above you, and when you're posting the negative, you're crying if they're below you.
Oh man, that's so true.
I'm so glad you said this because my generation especially needs to know why they are on social media in the first place. You need to know why either you're on social media for your own entertainment. If you're on social media for business, if you're on social media for motivation, or if you just don't have shit to do with your life, okay?
And there's a lot of people that don't have anything to do and they just want to hate.
So
man.
I think when you sign up for Facebook, you got to learn the history of Facebook. You know what I'm saying? They got to give you a crash course, a little video. You guys remember when you can only get on Facebook with a college ID?
Yes.
And do you remember when
MySpace, for God's sake.
But it was literally just like a white page, right?
Yeah.
And all these guys wanted to do was figure out who was single on campus so that they could hook up.
It's a smash.
That's all it was, bro.
They just want to
That's kind of what it's turned into now, honestly.
Do you not remember though what was right
But
next
they have
to Facebook?
they have so many other smashing apps out there that you don't need Facebook to smash.
Right.
I mean,
Right, but then what happens is they say, well, now that we found out this info, how do we get more people? Right? That's all it is. So all we're buying into as a social media, like, don't get me wrong, I'm on it all the time. My business
man, it's
thrives
good.
off of it,
my
right?
business
There's good and bad. There's good and bad.
All of my sales come from Instagram.
Yes. But see, that's what we
need
don't.
it.
That's what we don't realize is that because what you're saying is the God's honest truth. But what people don't realize is too is go, oh, social media is ruining us. And is it really, or is it bringing out and we're just able to publicize who we always have been, and maybe we are now more of a misogynistic society to go.
Your generation, right? Your generation.
37.
You're like, look. Even my generation. My parents. Okay. Right now, if I got a DM, actually, matter of fact, I wish, and you know what? We're not going to show it because it's very explicit. But I get videos all the time of women doing all kind of things to themselves. But I actually just got a message, and I just showed my girl, of a dude with his legs all the way back with a photo of his ass asking me, of his butthole, asking me if I liked it.
That's amazing.
I get videos. I just had 2 girls.
That's a lot, L.
I just had 2 girls because my name on Instagram is Mr. Coleman. 2 girls, Man Crush Monday'd me. One had Mr. with a pin above her stuff, and the other one had Coleman. And they sat the phone camera up like this and sent me a video of them doing this.
That's what I'm saying. Like, people are just like too.
I would hate to make money and get DMs like that.
Well, no, but what I'm saying is like he's with his chick. Like, I'm married. So at the end of like the day, that kind of stuff. Like, why is it? Because he posted. It's knowledgeable that he's got a chick. Why is it that? And even per example, and just to go along with what you're saying, day before. I posted a video, and this one older lady, the older lady goes, do you have any pictures without your beard? I was like, I don't know where that question's going. Yeah, clean shaven or whatever. And I was like, I don't know where that's going, but I'm going to be like, no, I don't think I do. And then she came back with like, oh, something like, yo, you're so hot, you're this, you're that. Girly, you're 65 years old. What's going on? I clearly make it evident that on my Facebook, I'm married. I'm freaking married and happily so. And I got a beautiful wife. So I literally responded to her to go, well, yeah, that I have it like this just because the wifey is happy and she likes it like this. And so I purposely did that. And then it's like, why is it that you think that that's okay to do? Like, there's no respect. There's nothing anymore. It's disrespectful.
And where I was going with this is that
disrespectful. Like that's not going to make my wife happy. I don't care how old you are.
I mean, I have so many stories, but this is recent. Just today.
Keep it PG, bro.
Yeah, just today, I got a video of a man, right? I didn't see him. I seen he was recording his wife. She was having fun by herself.
Fair enough.
And writes me, she's thinking of you. Can you come have fun?
That's crazy.
So what I'm saying by this, what I'm getting to this is, our parents never had to worry about this.
No.
But here's the deal, though. Think about how long we've. Okay.
No, but before you say that, look how many broken homes there are today.
Oh,
60%.
Look how many more than that. Look how many kids are not growing up with their biological mother and father. Now, this social media stuff. Now, right? Now, let's say that what I have in my inbox right now can ruin a relationship.
Oh, for sure.
Our parents didn't have to worry about that. No, I wouldn't even say a weak relationship.
A strong relationship?
I wouldn't even say a weak relationship. You want to know something? Before we get to the next thing.
Fired up, ladies and gentlemen. Fired up.
Hold on. Before we get, you said what? Hold on. Gotta get the words there. Now listen. I have some friends of mine. Well, guys, don't take this the wrong way. Some strong associates. Ask me, bro, man, you train this girl? You train? I mean, you can type in Jenna Frooms right now and look at her. You'd be like, bro, you train her? Jenna. I have some dudes asking me, bro, you train her? You train Bree, Johnny Manziel's ex-wife? I don't care about saying that because it's on the map. I was on TMZ a few times for this crap. Okay. I was on TMZ for this.
Johnny Manziel, the short little quarterback or whatever?
So let me tell you a quick story. Johnny Manziel gets caught cheating on Bree, right? Bree texts me. Now, in LA, I get into any club, boom, 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 boom. I'm talking about right by the DJ. I trained Bree. Bree hit me up. She pulls up in Johnny's Rolls Royce. I don't know that Johnny just got caught. She has Johnny's Rolls. Ooh. I come outside to get her TMZ. I'm on TMZ with Bree. Now, obviously, I went like this, so she grabbed my hand because paparazzi all around. Yeah. She grabbed my arm.
Get it out.
So on TMZ, it looked like we together. Yeah. This Johnny Manziel ex-girl. Well, current girl, ex-girl.
At the time.
At the time. So it's not gonna look good when you're doing this.
Right. I mean, it does look good, but it doesn't look good.
It doesn't look good.
It looks good. Yes. I mean, but it doesn't look good.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So guys are asking me, bro, why don't you want this? You don't want that girl? I mean, Jenna would post me with doggy ears, all kind of crap. I'm talking about like the real deal, like we together.
Yeah.
Guys say, you don't want that? I'm going to tell all you fellas out here who watching right now, these girls out here with all these millions of followers, you think you want that?
No, God.
There's a lot of BS that comes along with that, man.
A lot. You try sitting down for 30 minutes and watching a TV show with her. Tell her to turn all of her notifications on and see what gets sent to her phone.
Every 2 seconds.
Every 2 seconds is another male penis. You don't want to deal with that.
I've been fascinated with history lately. I don't know why. So you have to think about the thing. This
man went to history class.
Dude. Let's hear this.
This is going to come to something. So you have to think about it this way, right? Put it into perspective. How young we are as a nation, the U.S., right?
Sure. Oh, for sure.
Forget about the West Coast, because the West Coast is younger than the East Coast, right?
True.
And then if you jump across the pond, where, in the European nations, right? Then it gets to be a little bit older, a little bit longer. But just as humans, in the relative scheme of things, and progression of technology, and I'm not even talking about, like, technology like these devices. I'm talking about technologies... Period. The wheels of technology, right? Written language is a technology.
What we're going to see is crazy.
We have had hundreds of years to learn how to communicate with each other, right? And then we're
terrible.
Well,
I'm terrible.
Well, but here's the deal. In Titusville, Florida, if you'd grown up here and lived here your whole life, your great-great-great-great-grandkids would know how to communicate with everybody here in Titusville.
Yeah.
Right? They wouldn't know how to communicate with somebody in, a Middle Eastern country or an African country, right? But we are learning these things, right? The internet has made it like we know what's taboo, what you shouldn't do, and stuff like that, right? Guess what, guys? We have only had about 10 to 15 years of social media, right? And what I'm trying to say is it's like...
We don't even know what it's going to do.
Nobody knows what the hell they're doing.
And that's the biggest thing is that what people don't get is that, okay, we are allowing, like, oh, man, like your personal responsibility.
Hold on. You know what? Because you guys brought me on this show, I'm going to interrupt you guys. And I'm not going to go off track because, I know that everybody's watching for a certain time period. I'm going to get back onto what you really brought me on this for and what I made this statement for. Okay? We are growing. Okay?
You die the second you're born. Get that in your head.
Listen, everything is growing. Social media, our lives, everything is growing. We have to adapt. But the reason I made that comment that our parents didn't have to deal with that bull crap is the fact that relationships were easier back then.
Oh, for sure.
You didn't have to deal with the distraction.
That's what I was getting at. But after that, after the relationship part, that's dead. That's the only reason why I said that was to say that relationships were easier back in the day than they are now, because the reason why I've been off of Facebook, that's why I got on this in the first place. I've been off of Facebook because you are too reachable.
Yeah.
People call me every night from Facebook. People write me. I got my messages are through the roof. Okay, I've been off of Facebook because people were asking me for money. Random people asking me for money.
I can only imagine.
I'm talking about. I'm just saying the most random stuff. My phone was ringing all type of night. I can't turn it off.
You said you literally gave your number out to just a random select people because you couldn't give it out.
Exactly.
He turns his phone off. Like I literally, I try to get a hold of him. His phone is off on a certain time every day.
Every night, I turn my phone off on the same night every night.
Yeah.
Because if not, it will ring, and if it rings at a certain night, I'm gonna have to fight in the morning, and that night I'm gonna have to get into a fight. I'm gonna have to get into an argument. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So at the end of the day, that's why I made that statement. Now, what I want to get into, okay, I want to tell everybody, I'm not upset. I'm not this hostile person. I am on the journey of happiness. Okay? Everything that you see me post, people say, I have, and it brings tears to my eyes.
This journey, dude.
It brings tears to my eyes when people tell me, hey, Fabian Cuts. Fabian, I know you're watching this right now. I know you're watching this. Big ups to your meal plan. Thank you for your money. Thank you for your drive, your motivation. When people tell me that I'm their motivation, when people tell me that
that's cool.
I help change their life,
that's cool.
That's why I do what I do.
Okay.
I don't care what anybody thinks of why I do what I do.
Okay, I'm top it, dog. Because here's the deal.
You see what I'm saying? Hold on. I don't care.
That's why I'm on social.
I don't care that somebody says that LC's doing this because of this. LC's doing this because of this. No, I'm doing this because it makes me happy. When I went to Santo Domingo, Dominican Republic, okay? When I went to Santo Domingo, Dominican Republic, I got off that plane and they were holding up a flag. Mr. USA, Mr. USA, Mr. USA. I have it on camera. I had my YMCMB on because I am a licensed bodyguard, okay? At that time, I was doing some bodyguarding work for cash money on the side, okay? I gave my band to this kid. They weren't fighting, but they were wrestling over it. I have it on camera how they were, Mr. USA, voting for me, shouting for me. The fact that these were kids walking with their baseball bats in Dominican Republic, because if you know anything about Dominican Republic, Santo Domingo, you know they play baseball. Yeah. All these kids are walking with no shoes on and baseball bats and gloves. Yeah. And they see my black ass walking through, and they're shouting, hitting the cars, hitting the taxi, wanting my autograph, all that kind of stuff there. And when I speak to them, because at that time, I was fluent in Spanish. I'm not anymore. I can understand it pretty well. But I'm not fluent in speaking because I lost it a little bit.
Yeah, for sure.
But the fact that I can help, the fact that I have people telling me that I helped change their life, the fact that I have a man right now who is a multi-millionaire told me I saved his life.
And see, and that's...
No, a multi-millionaire. I'm not talking about 10 million. I'm not talking about 20 million. I'm talking about millions that you never have to spend another dollar in your life.
Yeah.
He told me I saved his life. He told me before I came into his life that day, he said he had a freaking judge in his mouth. And anybody know what a judge is? That's a big-ass gun. Mm-hmm. And this man has more money than he can ever spend in his life. And he told me I came into his life and I changed it and I saved it.
And see, but people don't realize that kindness, being kind, because see, we live in a super selfish, like self-centered, me. But what you just said, though, resonates with me because the very reason why I started this, because even earlier today when Lionell came to my house at first, I was like, dude, I'm nervous. Like, I'm a little nervous. I want things to go right. I was nervous. But the one thing that I can say truly, that the reason why I started it is for what he said, is to go when someone hits me up and goes, man, I'm sharing this on my page in hopes that my son, who's going through a rough breakup, sees this. Thank you. And then I see someone else that goes, man, that was timely. That was so timely that you said that. Thank you. That means the world to me, dude. You know what I'm saying? Like, that right there is the reason. Yes, do I like the likes? Does that mean that my content is working? Do I like the shares? Yes, but I'm not in this. And some people think that. I am not in this for my ego. I am not in this to go, look at me. Dude, I was nervous. coming into this. And if I'm being perfectly honest, I probably would have been more comfortable not doing this show, not going live, because I knew when I went live, I was like, man, there's a decent amount of people in this town. They're going to tune in. And so what are they going to think? What? But it's not about that. For me, it's going, man, impact. I want my funeral to be televised, not because I'm going to see it, because I go at the end of the day.
Well, you know,
I don't want to, and we talked about this, I don't want to go to heaven and go, God, oh, that was that's the version. Oh, that's who I could have been. I'm in heaven already. I'm dead. Okay? I'm in heaven, and I do not want to go and meet my creator, in my opinion. You do whatever, religious or not. In my opinion, I do not want to go to heaven and go, I left all that out. I left 70% of who I could have been out on the table. Are you freaking serious? No, man. I want to be the best version of myself. Am I the best version of myself every day? Nope. Ask my wife. I am not the best version of myself. Ask my kids. Ask my stepkids. I am not the best version. But do I dang sure try? Hell yeah, I try every single day. And when I bring someone like Lionell on, and when we get together with people like Frank, I go, man, we're all just trying to make this a little bit of a better freaking place. If I can tell you in the eye and go, hey, stop lying to yourself. Stop. Ask yourself the right questions. What happened in your last relationship? What happened when you were a kid? Deal with the be truthful with yourself. And that's the biggest thing is, don't BS yourself.
The thing is, Jonathan, let me tell you something. You're older than me, but you're living in my generation, homie.
Oh yeah, I know we're dead.
You're living in my generation.
I feel old.
Okay, so let me tell you something. No matter how long, no matter how much money you make, in my generation today, what people whatever category they put themselves in is what they can post.
Oh, for sure.
Okay? Which is a serious problem. What I want to stress, and I'm glad you brought me on this show for this, is what I want to share with my generation.
That's why I have you
is
on.
That whatever your passion is, and guys, listen, I know that I came on here.
No, and take us out. Give us some words of wisdom.
Hold on. Whether I seemed hot-headed, whether I seemed I had a chip on my shoulder, whether I seemed like I had a lot to say, regardless, it all comes back to the same point. I said everything I said for a reason. My story, my reasoning, and my actions now. Whatever you do from this day forward, have your financial standing in your brain. Use your talents to your motivation. Use your talents to make some money, because you need money. Okay? You need it. Now, when I say make some money, I'm going to explain this.
Don't make you happy. Yeah, you need it.
Fuck being happy. When I say make money, I don't mean make money off this jar. Maybe I mean befriend Frank over here. Frank loves who you are so much. And you can do something. Frank loves the energy that you bring into his shop, his radio station from the hours of 9 to 5. He loves that you do that so much that he's willing to help you with your journey into making these jars. Think outside the box, okay? Stop cornering yourself to one situation, okay? And I'm speaking from my heart right now. Now, anybody who wants to hate on this, anybody who doesn't want to listen to this, that is your prerogative. That is your prerogative. And Bobby Brown said it the best, okay? Because Bobby Brown didn't give a damn what anybody thought about him, okay? But what I'm telling you is that I moved cross country by myself and had to make an impact on that city, on that state. And I've done that. I've done that across the world. People don't want to give away free things. People don't want to help other people. Now I give to charities. I give my Lion Fit clothing to charities in different countries. Now check this out. Yes, I'm doing a good deed. Okay. Now before I say what I'm about to say, people glorify Oprah, right? Google it. Oprah is of the top 5 most giving to charities.
Philanthropist like crazy, dude.
Now, Oprah, when you give to a charity, not only are you able to write it off on your taxes, your brand is seen all over the world.
For sure.
Okay. Now, I have given my brand to charities. I've sold my brand all over the world. But nonetheless, Lion Fit is seen in Spain, Australia, China, New Zealand. Lion Fit is seen everywhere, whether I've given it away or sold it. What I'm saying is, we need to stop being selfish. We need to stop being selfishly selfish and just be selfish. What I mean by being selfishly selfish is saying that I only care about myself. I'm only doing this for myself.
Yeah.
And I'm only about myself. Now, people have criticized me for saying when I openly said I've given to charities and I'm glad my work is out there.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I still put a shirt on a kid's back that he didn't have a shirt before.
Yeah.
This kid came up to me with crusty toes, no shirt on, boxer shorts on, a nappy ass head, bumps all over his back. I put a shirt on his back. But guess what? He's also going to 3 more events that are guys just like me and are going to see my shirt and be like, yo, that's a dope ass shirt.
Yeah.
My brand is my website. My brand is not lionfit.com. My brand is actually lion.fit. There's no .com. So whenever you see my brand, you see my website. So I hate using the word killing because I'm not killing anything. I'm knocking out more birds with one stone. Not only I just clothe the kid's back that he did not have a shirt to begin with. He's wearing this shirt every day all over Africa because he has no other shirt to put on.
Yeah. So you're doing good and you're also...
He's putting this shirt all over Africa.
There's nothing wrong with that, by the way.
Oh, and
anybody will tell you is marketing, as in they'll
what
tell
else
you
were you
for
going to do?
company.
Give him a Nike shirt?
Well, yeah, no, and they already have their billions, but you get what I'm saying?
And then other people who also want to help him are going to see this is a foreign ass shirt because I know his little black ass from Africa ain't had his damn shirt on.
Yeah.
And they like it.
Yeah.
Now, what I'm going to say this about living in Los Angeles, either you're good or you're not.
Same with online. Same with
No. It's not the same.
Well,
whether
you're good or you're not.
Nothing, Jonathan. Because the difference between Facebook Live and Los Angeles, my rent was $3,500. Okay, if you're not good there, your ass is out.
Right, you're not going to make it.
So it's not the same, buddy.
True.
And that was just my rent. We're not talking about my food. We're not talking about my lights. We're not talking about my water. We're not talking about the events. We're not talking about the gas. We're not talking about the oil changes.
Oh, dude, I was just out in like San Fran.
So it's not the same.
No.
So what I'm saying is that put your work out there. Put the work into your work. Don't think this stuff happens. Yes, it can happen overnight, but it takes blood, sweat, and tears. Like Dwayne Johnson says, like The Rock says.
Success leaves clues, and that's the biggest thing. Like, and we're at 1.5 hours, and unfortunately, we have to try to like start wrapping this up. But give us something on your way out, because this is not going to be the last time that we do this or whatever. But give us something on the way out to go, hey, here's the deal. I'm 28 years old. I've had some successes in life. Like, what's a piece of advice that someone is going?
Okay,
how do
this out, guys.
How do I get out of my
listen, no, look,
stuckness?
check this out. I want everybody to know this. This is my first time with Frank and Jonathan. This is going to be a series, okay? I came on here. I'm from Titusville. People want to know why they haven't seen me in Titusville. They want to know why they haven't seen me on Facebook. Well, you have it. I have no bad blood versus anybody. My OGs, big up to y'all. I don't care what anybody has anything bad to say about me, because at the end of the day, these OGs that I just said big ups to, y'all gonna have to answer to them first. Okay? And if anybody want to say anything to me face to face, well, guess what? We can take it old school and go backyard for 5 minutes because I know you ain't gonna last 5 minutes and you ain't gonna last 10 seconds.
Lionell.
So what I'm really saying is I'm here to motivate because my OGs and somebody like Jonathan, who was my OGs, motivated me. And there's a lot of talent in Brevard County. Chauncey Gardner, shout out to you, boy. You know what I'm saying? Cocoa High. You know what I'm saying? New Orleans Saints. There's a lot of other. There's 4 other players in Brevard County that came out of 2019, 2018, whatever class just passed, went to the NFL. There's a lot of other people.
Yeah, who's your boy in the Saints?
Chauncey Gardner.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, so check this out. What I want everybody who's listening to this is to find your strengths, okay?
There you go. That's what I want right there.
Find your strengths and turn them into financial growth. Not only financial growth, but mental growth. Because I grew this past week. I grew a lot this past week. I found out.
You had to get mature.
I found out how to choose my battles.
Yeah.
Because some things don't matter at the end of the day. And we'll all figure that out when time is necessary. Excuse me. But at the end of the day, find out your talents and figure out how to grow from them. Because when you figure out how to grow from them, you can turn them into financial growth. And that's what you're going to need to succeed in this world. It's about to be 2020.
2020, dude.
Financial growth is of the most importance. Because if you don't care about it, well, by golly, why? You better care about it for your kids.
Yeah.
Okay?
Leave a legacy.
You better leave a legacy. And notoriety is way better than fame. Because I'm going to leave it with this. You can be famous for a lot of things, and it's not all good things.
Hey, that part. Lionell, share your socials on everywhere they can get you. And this is how you can support him, as he's got a clothing line. He's a personal trainer, and he has his own business and stuff like that. But how you support people, and I'm gonna get Frank. I'm gonna let you say out whichever you got to say as far as that goes, because we're a huge thing. Without this tonight, Frank letting us be in the studio wouldn't be high quality. He produced it, and so he took time out of his day, his wife, everything like that, and we appreciate that. But Lionell, where can they find?
And I want to say before
social?
I say this, I want to say thank you to Frank. Yes. I want to say thank you to this radio station. I also want to tell people this is not going to be the last time I'm going to be on this show.
Definitely not.
The reason why I am strongly saying this is because I don't want anybody to get the wrong impression that this is all that we have to say about my story. We have so much to say, but I wanted to start off by saying what I need to about my past. Because in Los Angeles, I have a lot of love, but it's fake love. Like Drake say, it's fake love, but it's okay because it's part of my growth. Everybody here, baby. Everybody in Titusville, if you had any kind of love for me, you can reach out for me. And if you haven't reached out for me, and I haven't reached out for you, there's no bad blood. But don't think that I left you behind. It's just you ain't come with me, baby.
Yeah.
And I'm still here. My name's still the same. You didn't graduate with anybody else with the same name as me. Okay? So you can find me by my government name on Facebook, on Instagram, and on Twitter. You can find me at Mr. _ Coleman, Coleman 777. Now I'm gonna share this with you before the end. The reason why there's 3 7s at the end of my last name is because my first, middle, and last name, Lionell Anthony Coleman, all have 7 letters. 777. When you go to the casino, the jackpot is 777. That's the jackpot. Some people call me Mr. Jackpot. Some people call me Mr. Lucky. At the end of the day, I'm Mr. 777. Ching, ching, ching.
Take it as hey, take off top, man. I love that. Dude, Frank, anywhere where anyone wants to see anything, this dude, this table that we're on, he makes furniture for a living, like I said. So I don't know exactly what he's prepared for or not, but my dude has a podcast, which is called Ordinary Guys Show, and he does that with our buddy Kevin Dessler. And so I think they recently got back into that-ish.
So Kevin and I have both been kind of busy. We both started new businesses in the last few months, and we got super slammed. coming into the holidays and stuff, but we're trying to make it more regular.
Okay. And if, like I said, with the furniture thing, like I said, if you want to like put that out there, like that's up to you. But like I said,
if anybody wants to
locally here in town, for sure
here in town. I'm not big timing yet as far as to be able to ship stuff, but if you guys want to look it up, it's Hammerhead Woodwork on Instagram.
And local in town. This dude is super talented.
Hammerhead Woodwork. Hey, listen, I'm gonna share it on mine. I'm gonna share it on my platform. You see what I'm saying? Because I got some things Frank need to make for me before he make for any of y'all. Before he get to any of y'all, Frank got some stuff that he got to make for me. But I will share it on mine. We're all going to share it on our platform.
For sure.
But this man is crafty. You know what I'm saying? His craftsmanship is wonderful. And at the end of the day, I will vouch for him.
Yeah, dude, we're sitting on his table.
This is, I mean... this is some real wood.
Some real wood.
Some real wood. And I tell you, no lies. I tell you, no lies.
The real wood.
Hey, and listen, and at the end of the day, you can put a glass with that. You know how the glass had the glass with the water at the bottom of it? What's it called?
The condensation or whatever.
Yeah, condensation. No. You can put it on the wood and don't even leave a ring around it so nobody knows.
Hey, true story. And like I said, we're going to get out of here, Frank. So you'll take us out after this. But the true story, and I'll leave us with this. I love you guys. Be motivated. Check out my man Lionell. Check out Frank. But here's the deal. We asked him. Lionell was like, if I want to put my glass here, I got to get a little like cup holder. He was like, no.
You don't need it.
You don't need it. We're good to go. It's like waterproof. And we're like, what the frick? All right.
Hey, listen. And before we go, I just want to speak for all three of us, real quick. We are not here to downplay anybody.
No.
At the end of the day, everybody in Titusville, everybody in this world has a story. We all have a story.
Yep.
Okay? And the problem is, in this world right now, we all go against each other. We all want to downplay each other.
Man.
We all have something negative to say. Positivity is the way, because when you start off positive, your day is 9 out of 10 going to end up positive.
Better if you started off with that, the first 30 minutes.
The first 30 minutes, positive, okay? Let's stop bringing up the negative and start focusing on the positive.
I love it.
Whether it's yesterday, whether it was a day ago, or right now. Let the negative shit go. They don't want to curse, but I'm a curse because I'm LC. I'm a curse, damn it. Let the negative shit go. Focus on the positive. Guess what? Guess what, people? Guess what? If we're all great, what is our country going to be? I'm taking my headphones off.
Okay. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, honestly, a big round of applause for L. Thank you for coming in, bro. Lionell, thank you for coming in. He drove 3 hours, guys. He really drove 3 hours to get here. And the way he said it is the literal best thing that you can say. And I don't have anything else to say besides that. Frank, thank you again. I love you guys. Always stay tuned in. Go check out Lionell. We're out. Frank, we're live. Just take us out, dude. Just get us out.